A big thank you to the Tinora mascot, the Tinora cheerleaders, and the Wayne Trace cheerleaders for that great introduction. How about that?
That's right, coming together for the Tim and Chuck show.
How
I
about
like
that? Week 12, Chuck. Welcome to week 12 of the show. We presented by Bat and Stevens Body Shop. We are here on location in Frickers as always, and we're ready. We're ready for some playoff football.
A little more football. I love it.
I mean, it's crazy. What do you think about what happened in week 11, Chuck? I mean, you saw one of the games.
Yeah, I was at Crescent Stadium there watching the Rams and the Raiders get it on, and I tell you what, Tinora made a big statement in that game. I think they proved that they can do what they want to do when they want to do it, pretty much as far as run game and pass game. They had it both going.
Yeah. Well, before we jump into anything, Chuck, let's take a little bit of time to talk about something that happened on the sideline for the NBC 24 reporter Stephanie Martinez. Yep. There's a play where Tyler Showalter gets pushed out of bounds right into her. Here's the video.
Yeah, she gets lit up, and it's scary because anytime you're on the sidelines, camera person, coach, anybody, you're always there in that spot for some friendly fire, and it happens more often than what a lot of people notice. Unfortunately, she took the brunt of that hit, and hopefully she's all right.
Yeah, well, we heard from her, and she's doing okay, and we thank her for responding to us. Got to be careful when you're on those sidelines.
No, you're closer to the action than what you think, and it doesn't take long for them to get right up on you.
All right, Chuck, we're down to 3 teams. Before we talk about some of the games, let's give the schedule that's going to happen this weekend. Friday night, Division 6, we got unbeaten Tinora moving on. They play 9-2 Spencerville at 7:30 at Lima Stadium.
Yep, down Lima Land.
D4 Wauseon, they're moving on. They take on Bellevue 9-2. The Indians are 11-0. That game is also Friday night at Fremont's Harmon Stadium. And then on Saturday afternoon, Columbus Grove, they're 7-4. They'll be taking on 9-2 Tiffin Calvert. 1:30 game at Finley's Donnell Stadium as part of a doubleheader that day.
There, yeah, that'll be nice.
It should be an interesting slate of games this weekend.
It's going to be football overload there on Saturday in Finley. They're doing it upright. That's sort of neat.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the games, Chuck. Maybe starting with Tinora and Spencerville.
Yeah.
Tinora got a win again over its GMC foe last week. Spencerville returned the favor, got a win over Crestview, their NWC foe. Crestview beat them during the regular season. What about this matchup?
You look at it, and offensively, you're looking at 2 teams that do a lot of the same things. You're going to see a lot of wing T stuff out of both teams, double tight ends, 2 and 3 running backs in the backfield, lots of pulling guards, lots of traps, lots of counters. So, if you're Tinora, you practice against this stuff all the time if you're Tinora's defense, so you should be used to seeing it.
Well, obviously, then you're expecting a physical game.
Yeah, exactly. And, I think it's going to start and end with those guys up front. You look at Spencerville's guys, their biggest guy is Eli Hawk, a 225-pounder. Other than that, they got some 150-pound guards, but they're quick. Man, when they go, they are on their horse and they're running. So Tinora's going to have the big physical presence on them, but can they get their hands on those little guys and slow them down?
Well, what's going to be the keys? How does Tinora come out of this game with a win?
No, I think they just have to keep doing what they're doing. They need to run the football. Obviously, with Noggle, he's the horse that you rode in there on, basically. He got you to week 12. You keep running him. He's up to full speed. And, they mix in the pass very well, and they're doing a good job of keeping teams off balance just enough with that pass. And hopefully, if they can do that, they get another win.
Yeah, that'd be a fun game to watch for sure. Right. Well, let's jump into Division 4, Chuck. Let's talk about this Wauseon team taking on Bellevue. Yeah. The Indians got a safety and blocked a field goal to get out of that game against Genoa with the 9-7 win. Bellevue beat LaGrange Keystone. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, you said it right there. Special teams, a lot of people overlook them, but it is a third of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. And coaches, like Coach Coop, they're going out there and they're practicing special teams several times a week. Just 4 instances like that, you might think it never pays off, but it does. And then you come into a week 12 matchup, and it might, rear its ugly head again. Special teams are probably going to be key again.
Well, what is Wauseon's offense going to have to do against this Bellevue defense?
Yeah, you look at Bellevue's squad, they got some big bruisers, up on the offensive line or on the defensive line. They can move around. So Wauseon's going to have to establish some things and eat the clock, because you look at Bellevue's offense, they like to spread you out. They go shotgun, 1 back, and 4 or 5 wide receivers. So Wauseon's really going to have to control the tempo, control the clock, and when they do that, they're going to have to put points on the board.
How about on the other side? You talked about it, slowing down that spread offense. They see it every year and with teams like Bryan and so forth.
Exactly.
But so obviously they'll be a little prepared for that.
Yeah, and Bellevue's Tristan Sneezek, their senior quarterback, big, strong kid, got a good arm, and he can put the ball downfield. You know, he gets a lot of guys in stride running down the sidelines. So the defensive backs for Wauseon are really going to have to be on top of their game, and they're really going to have to know what coverages they're in and where it's going to be coming from, because he can really spin it.
Well, one of the things that we should talk about at this level of the playoffs, Chuck, is you're playing on neutral sites. Does that affect you at all when you go into a Week 12 matchup?
Well, I think it can, especially when you're dealing with with teenage guys that you're used to your little group. Even though during the regular season you go on the road somewhere, you've been there before. Tinora's been to Wayne Trace. Wayne Trace has been to Tinora. Right. That's no big deal. But then all of a sudden you're on an hour bus ride to Lima, and that's intimidating to a lot of guys. So it's a lot of times it's who can adapt to that quicker and focus on the game of football.
Well, let's take a short break right now. We'll be right back.
Did you know that you can have complete access to stories, pictures, and the Crescent News e-edition at Crescent-News.com for just $7 a month? Become an online subscriber to Crescent-News.com by calling me, Abby, at 419-784-5441, extension 233, or visiting the Crescent News online subscribe section on the top right-hand corner of our homepage. And remember, Crescent News print subscribers, you have complete access at Crescent-News.com for no additional charge.
And we are back just in time to hand out some awards this week, Chuck, like we always do this time of the week. Let's start with the Rose Insurance Collision of the Week. What do they say about that, Chuck?
This time every week they say a hit by any other name would not be the Rose Insurance Collision of the Week. Just not going to happen. Rose Insurance, they're handing out big hits.
What do we got, Chuck?
We've got the all-GMC kicker, Tinora's Josh Camp. Here he goes. He's going to go up for the kickoff. Gets it to Seth Saylor, who starts coming down the sideline, but Hunter Vogel with the Russian sickle right across the chest puts him on the carpet, Tim.
On his back, one arm.
Yeah.
Big hit.
Man.
Exactly. All right, let's move on. It's time for the Staff Mark Play of the Week, and it comes from that same game. We've got Tinora quarterback Brevin Renolette. Throws a pass out to the sideline to Nathan Dravis. Seth Saylor, not a good week for him.
Sorry, Seth.
Misses the tackle, rips Nathan's jersey. Nathan starts taking off down the sideline. Riley Noggle gets in the way of a defender and breaks Nathan Dravis free for a long touchdown. Put the Rams up 14-0. Yeah. They go to win 40-24, and they're moving on.
That's right. Huge play for the Rams last week. That was big.
Yep, and that's the Staff Mark Play of the Week. So it's time for our weekly segment. Where's Ethan? Where's he going to be this week, Chuck?
I don't know. My guess is he's probably going to be seeing a lot of green again, though.
A lot of green is correct, Chuck. He's heading to Lima. He will be doing the Tinora-Spencerville game. Make sure you come out, get crazy. He'll be there to get all the action and to get the craziness.
That's right.
Fun stuff. Well, a big thank you to our title sponsor, Batten Stevens Body Shop, for everything they do. To Frickers of Defiance, Rose Insurance, Staff Mark for all they do. As always, check us out on Facebook. We have our own page, the Tim and Chuck High School Football Show. We are on Twitter. And don't forget, Friday and Saturday, check out www.crescent-news.com for all the playoff coverage. We'll be back for Week 13.
Yep.
See you then.